Over £300 billion is currently sat in cash ISAs, earning next to nothing after inflation, and most people genuinely think that cash is safe. In this video, I'm breaking down the 3 biggest reasons to why Brits are terrified of investing in the stock market, and why keeping all of your money in cash is the riskiest financial move you can make. Reason number 1 is it's not as risky as you think it is. Many people often confuse investing with day trading or gambling, and others assume that you have to pick individual stocks that you know nothing about. But what if I told you that you could invest into something called an index fund? As an example, if you was to invest into an S&P 500 index fund, this means that your money is being split across the 500 largest public companies in the US. This naturally creates a well-rounded and diverse portfolio without you needing to research and keep on top of all 500 companies. This to me is the option that 90% plus of investors should be using, because it doesn't involve any time and energy researching all of these individual companies. Sticking with the S&P 500 example, the average annual return historically is around 10% a year, not adjusted for inflation, which we will get onto very shortly. And yes, like any investment, there will be some volatility along the way. There will be some ups and downs. But the beauty here is that you're investing for the long term, and the short-term movements just really don't matter. The most successful investors simply automate their investments on a regular basis and completely forget about them. And it goes without saying that this is a completely different approach to picking individual stocks, day trading, or even gambling. At the end of the day, you have to ask yourself this question: would you part owning a company like Apple or Microsoft feel risky to you? My answer to this would be not really. Reason number 2 is the thing that you should actually be scared of rather than investing, and it is inflation. We hear this word being used all of the time, but what does it really mean? Let's use an example that we're all going to understand: Freddos. And just to clarify, yes, I do mean the chocolate bar, because people are always talking about the price of Freddos. We can see here that the price of Freddos over the last 10 years has increased by 10p, which doesn't sound too much, moving from 25p to 35p, but when you look at it in percentage terms of an increase of 40%, that just sounds a little bit different. That's a huge percentage increase, and this is what inflation is all about when we see prices of everyday essentials going up. And ultimately, we see this in pretty much every aspect of our lives over a long enough period of time. But here's the important part. This means that the cash in your bank is devaluing, because you cannot buy today what you could have bought 10 years ago with that exact same amount of money. Brits feel that cash is safe because it isn't risky at all. But the biggest risk is actually right in front of your eyes because of inflation, and this is a trap to keep people like you and me poor. And let's say that you have an interest rate with your bank where your cash is sat at 2%. Well, that's great because it's better than nothing. But if inflation is at 3%, you're technically losing money. Simply put, your money needs to be earning at least 3% a year in that case to just be keeping up with inflation. And if you want to beat inflation, you need to be investing in something like the S&P 500 with that 10% return. Let's put this into a fun, practical example again and go back to the Freddos. If you had £1,000 back in 2016 and you wanted to spend all of that money on Freddos at 25 pence per Freddo, you would be able to buy 4,000 Freddos. It might take you a while to eat them, but that's besides the point. Now, that same £1,000 in 2026, because of the Freddo price increasing to 35p each, would mean that you can only buy 2,857 Freddos. That's over 1,000 Freddos less with the same amount of money for the exact same product. Can you see what I'm getting at here? However, if I had my £1,000 in the S&P 500 for those 10 years with an average return of 10% a year, I would have roughly around £2,500 now. And in this case, I could have bought 7,142 Freddos because I didn't just keep up with inflation, I actually beat it by quite a lot. Now, that's enough Freddo talk for now. But the key here is that you don't beat inflation by hiding from risk. You beat it by taking the right risk. And finally, reason number 3 is that you're scared because you don't have enough money to start investing in the stock market. Let me kill that myth for you right now. Platforms like Trading 212 allow you to open an account with as little as £1. So in theory, you can never say that you can't afford to invest again. Investing isn't just for rich people or big companies, it's actually for everyone, and it's such a shame that here in the UK, we're led to believe from a young age that investing should just not be considered. Let's run some numbers now and paint the picture of what a £50 monthly contribution could do for your financial future. Now, to some people, £50 a month will sound like a lot of money, and to others, it won't. But at the end of the day, this is essentially a family takeaway or a night out per month. People often believe that they can't afford to invest, when actually it's more of a priority problem, but let's not get sidetracked here. If you invested £50 a month on a consistent basis over a 10-year period into the S&P 500, which of course, as we mentioned, has that average 10% return per year, you would end up with around £10,000. If you let it run for 20 years, you're going to have more like 36k. And 30 years is when you break the six-figure territory, because you will now have around £104,000. And then over 40 years, if you are lucky enough to have started so early, then you would have around 279k. And if we're going to be realistic about this, you can clearly see that this £50 a month contribution isn't going to make you a millionaire. It's going to take a little bit more than that. But at the end of the day, having something, regardless of how long you do it for, regardless of how much you're putting in, is always going to be better than nothing. And that's the beauty of investing, because there is no right or wrong. It's doing what works for you. For some reason, Brits have this weird mindset when it comes to investing that's ingrained into us from a young age, but it isn't too late to change it. Ultimately, the TLDR of this video is that investing is not as risky as you think, and what you should really be scared of is your cash sat in the bank losing every year to inflation. And if you want to change this, you can start today with as little as £1. And what's even crazier is there is one simple thing that you can do today that's going to put you ahead of 90% of Brits financially. And I did a full video explaining what this is, so I'll put it on the screen right now. So if you're curious, you can click it and go and check it out.